Today, we are going to be interviewing Tim Rudolph, who is the president of the International Federation of Professional and Technical Engineers, Local 195, here in the state of New Jersey. Welcome, Tim.
Good morning.
Good morning. So, Tim, that's a very impressive name of the union. So could you tell us what your responsibility was? What was your job when you first got into the union?
My job was a shop steward at Local 195, IFPTE. I worked for the Department of Transportation. I was a landscape, actually a maintenance worker, and then worked my way up as a landscape technician, which consists of spraying herbicide, pesticide, cutting trees, planting bushes, the natural hedgerow for the snow, so the snow wouldn't drift on the highway.
Wow, that's a pretty responsible job. And living in the state of New Jersey, I'm sure you had to tackle some pretty tough snow storms throughout the years.
Yes, we plowed a lot of snow while I was working for the Department of Transportation, yes.
So you said that you became a shop steward, and could you tell me or tell the listeners how you wound up becoming a shop steward and now, of course, president?
Basically, what happened is, let me back up. My father introduced me, got me the job at Department of Transportation. He was a union guy. He worked, he was under Local 195. And I came in, I was interested in what was going on in the union. So I went to the shop steward training class and then worked my way up as a vice president, chapter vice president, and then I became the chapter president. In the interest, and during that time, I was working for the Department of Transportation. I had a break-in service because, of course, I was in the military, and I went to Desert Storm, actually Desert Shield, Desert Storm. And when I returned back home, I returned back to the Department of Transportation. And fortunately, I got a call from the president, former president, God rest his soul, Dominic Critelli. He said, I wanted to talk to you. Him and the vice president of the local said that they wanted to talk to me. So I'm saying, okay, why do you want to talk to me? And apparently they seen my work during the chapter president, and they said, I want you to come in full-time as a business rep. I said, excuse me? He says, yeah, I see something in you that I like. So he says, you're a go-getter, you can talk to people. So I said, okay, I'll take the job. And then I became the trustee chair, full-time trustee chair at the local. And then in the passing of Dominic Critelli, Don Buchanan became the president. And he looked at me and he says, I want you to move up as the vice president. And that's where I'm at. I moved up as the vice president. And then Don Buchanan retired and he says, well, during the course of the election year, he says, I'm appointing you the president. And throughout this year, this is where I'm at today as the president of Local 195.
Well, congratulations, Tim.
Thank you.
And for our listeners, you are also the vice president of the American Labor Museum. So I guess that our board recognized you to be a leader as well. So that's really a great story, and I appreciate you telling it.
Yes, I appreciate the appointment from the Labor Museum.
So now you're in your union. Can you tell us what advantages it is to be in a union? How does the union benefit a union member?
Well, basically, the union, back in 1968, we didn't have the advantage. If it wasn't for the Ridgefield Park decision that we had bargaining, negotiations, and basically when that passed, then basically it gave protection to the members. It's good to be in the union, and I'm not being one-sided, but I'm being proud to be in the union because it protects your job. You're not at will employee where if somebody doesn't like you because of the color of your skin or who you are, they can't get rid of you. Basically, and this is protection. And basically, when I came in, it was all about the healthcare, the benefits for healthcare, and now it's the healthcare and the salary. So, and basically, that's what it's all about.
So you mentioned that the Ridgefield Park decision brought about collective bargaining for the unions. Why wouldn't your union have had collective bargaining if the Wagner Act was passed in 1935 and provided collective bargaining for workers?
Well, it was only for the private sector unions. It wasn't for the public sector unions. So basically, when 1968 came about, basically it protected the public employees unions.
So up until 1968, people who worked for the cities, the states, the counties, and the national government, they were not allowed to collectively bargain?
Yes, yes, you're correct.
Okay, and included in the collective bargaining, there's grievances that people file.
Yes.
And what happens with grievances in the unions?
Grievances,
What happens?
basically, it's protection for if our members are being slighted for either salary or a job position, we can file a grievance against the department or the various departments, and we fight for that. And then it goes to, if it makes it to arbitration, we go to arbitration.
And then the arbitrator looks at the contract and sees that if it was
A violation, yes.
a violation.
Yes.
Okay. Now, when you negotiate your contract, being you're in the public sector, who do you negotiate your contract with?
We do negotiate our contract with the state of New Jersey. They have various departments on the panel. And I have my team, my negotiation team, and we meet periodically for the contract. We're in a contract now. We settled a contract a couple of years back. So we're in a 4-year contract as I'm speaking today.
Oh, isn't it better to have a longer contract?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not to cut you off. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Yeah, that's great. That's really good. Okay. So here we are in the United States, and we have a global marketplace. And many union jobs, as you know, have been moved overseas where there's cheaper labor. Although that doesn't directly involve the public sector, do you foresee those jobs coming back to the United States? And if you do you see a surge in the union membership in our country?
I believe so. With this new president in office right now, he's looking at the working class, and global wide, I believe it's going to come back, and I believe there's going to be a surge in the union, basically because it builds up the economy. We lost jobs during the pandemic, and a lot of people are looking for jobs, to return. And I believe this president is going to push this forward for jobs to return, and I think the union is going to prosper behind this.
Your lips to God's ears, Tim.
Thank you.
And my last question is, so elaborate a little bit more on how you see the future of unionism. And the reason I say that is because we see jobs changing dramatically. We see jobs that once were filled with people and are now filled with robots. So how do you see the future of unionism in America, keeping in mind the change in union jobs?
I believe the like electronic world is coming around, but I believe it's still, you're going to need the physical bodies there to operate the machines and electronic system to get going. But I still believe the union is going to still be existing and moving forward for the future.
Well, I think that's a great positive note to end on, Tim. And I thank you so much for your wisdom, sharing your story, and I appreciate it. And if there's any other thing that you would like to add, you're welcome to do that right now.
I just want to say I want to take this time and an opportunity to thank you for interviewing me. I'm I'm impressed and I'm amazed that somebody took time out to see where I came from and how I got where I'm at today. And I thank you.
Thank you and bless you, and bless your dad for getting you involved in the union. He knew what he was doing, and so did Dominic Critelli. As you said, God rest both of their souls.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Take solidarity forever for the union
Yes.
strong.
Yes, yes. God bless you.
Thanks.